Now, groups that are opening crypto trading desks, and some of these groups are actually working together with their assets under management, their AUM, include BlackRock, 10 trillion, Fidelity, 4.5 trillion, Charles Schwab, 8 trillion, Goldman Sachs, 2.5 trillion, JP Morgan, 3 trillion, and all of their private networks. We have Bank of New York, 2.4 trillion assets under management, but 46.7 trillion, I forgot the T there, under custody, along with Citadel, 50 billion right there. What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Let's dive into the price charts and then we'll go over some crypto news. First up, the QNT price chart from the March-April high all the way to that June low. We can see that QNT aggressively recovered, and remember that XRP compared to QNT has reached the 382 Fibonacci retracement. Whereas QNT is one of the leaders in this space, you can see that we have approached and surpassed the March-April high. Doing the same thing for the XRP price chart from the March-April high to that June low, so far reaching this double bottom yet again at the 382 Fibonacci retracement. Whereas the QNT price chart actually surpassed the March-April high, which would be equivalent for XRP around 91 cents. Looking at Algorand or Algo, we can see using that same March-April high to the June low, we got a little push to as high as about 40, not even 41 cents, and we're coming right back down. So I'm watching this trend line as well as higher retracement levels in the months ahead. Now, XRP had a double bottom. In this case, Algo has a triple bottom, but instead of the double bottom being around the 382, this triple bottom is at a much higher retracement level, closer to about 68 or 70 cents. And that's absolutely a point of interest for me in the long term, but we have to keep an eye on this 50-cent zone, which is really a multi-year time frame, really from 50 to 52 cents all the way across. Casper, same exact thing. We have yet to come up to 5 cents this wick, along with these other levels right there. Notice that a Fibonacci retracement from this swing high to the low, we've retraced really 1, 2, 3, almost a triple top at the 702 Fibonacci retracement. We have to clear through the 702 around that 3.8 cent level. And notice that this 1.27 Fibonacci extension is right around that level, exactly on that wick. Now, if we draw the same Fibonacci retracement we've been doing for QNT, HBAR, and Algo, we can see we're still below the 236. And another point of interest for me is that 382 where XRP has reached right there. So there, along with that wick, and then all the way across to about 5.5 cents. In a lot of these altcoins since even their June low, you can see they've been in this range for over 100 days without a break to the upside. XLM, same thing, looking at these levels, this would actually equate to a 50% retracement. Thus far, we've hit the 236 to perfection with a wick, but yet to have any substantial breakout. Let me remove this, and let's plot the same thing for the March-April high, so right there, to the low, and we can see in DAG's case, we reached a 382 Fibonacci retracement, just like XRP. If we use that next swing high, which is mid-April, then you could see that we actually perfectly reached this 50% retracement to the very wick. And with HBAR, good news, with being on Coinbase, we can see other levels that have yet to be tested in the future. We can see that we're popping up to 6.5 cents, and we went as low as about 5.5 cents. And remember that we also have a wick down there at 4.5 cents. So the 382 is definitely interesting to me, especially when you can see the confluence of additional wicks that have yet to be tested when they're actually overlaying that 382 Fibonacci retracement along with that wick right there. So I'm super excited for the next bull run to come to the crypto market. I know it's been a long 1 year, if not even close to 2 years at this point for a variety of altcoins. So let's dive into XRP and some other crypto news to see why we should be hopeful for the future. To kick things off on Circle.com, this is the firm that oversees the stablecoin USDC. Now, not financial advice, but I personally believe that there is a great chance that USD coin, USDC, the stablecoin pegged to the US dollar, could in fact be the future digital dollar. We've heard the Fed come out talking about digitizing and utilizing central bank digital currencies for wholesale and retail use case. We know that XRP was mentioned on the World Economic Forum's document for wholesale central bank digital currency use cases, which is huge. Looking at Circle's interoperability for a multi-chain world, we can see Ethereum, we can see Solana, Boo, we got AVAX, we got Tron, Algorand, Stellar, Flow, and Hedera. Now, what's interesting about Circle, and we did a video showing even Kevin O'Leary emphasizing that two of the world's biggest firms, Fidelity and BlackRock, each invested $200 million into Circle. Now, knowing that BlackRock, one of the biggest organizations with approximately $10 trillion in assets under management, also chose Coinbase. Now, groups that are opening crypto trading desks, and some of these groups are actually working together with their assets under management, their AUM, include BlackRock, 10 trillion, Fidelity, 4.5 trillion, Charles Schwab, 8 trillion, Goldman Sachs, 2.5 trillion, JP Morgan, 3 trillion, and all of their private networks. We have Bank of New York, 2.4 trillion assets under management, but 46.7 trillion, I forgot the T there, under custody, along with Citadel, 50 billion right there. Now, we also had this news that BNY Mellon, the world's largest custodian bank, launches crypto custody services. Now, I believe that Fireblocks is going to be huge, and yes, they're already a behemoth. Now, what we can see here is that the retired vice chairman of all of Bank of New York, right there, responsible for custodying 1/4 of all global institutional assets, 25%, alongside a lot of Ripple people. David Schwartz, one of the co-designers of the XRP ledger. We have Antoinette, previously the chief compliance officer at Ripple. And of course, the man, the myth, the ghost, the legend, Arthur Brito, and the co-designer of the XRP ledger. Secure, scalable infrastructure for financial institutions to fully leverage their digital assets. And we can see proprietary blockchain tech, groundbreaking security, Silicon Valley meeting Wall Street. And 3 out of the 5 right here have ties to Ripple. And of course, we've seen Antoinette also speaking at the International Monetary Fund. Now, if this is custody, and Tim Keeney's the vice chairman right here, and Jack McDonald is the CEO, former UBS executive as well, another Ripple partner, it was inducted into the Global Custodians Legends of Industry. That's a cool name. I would assume their network is very powerful. And of course, I'm speculating, but I think it would be in their interest to utilize the XRP ledger to some degree. Now, is it going to be a big use case? Is it just going to be a basic bridge? You tell me. But I do believe, since we have David Schwartz and Arthur Brito right here, that there could be some integrations to the XRP ledger. I feel like they've been planning this for years. Remember, back in 2016, Ripple the company receives the New York's first BIT license for an institutional use case of digital assets. I think this has been planned all along. Received a BIT license to sell and custody XRP. The first New York BIT license, and then think Bank of New York. And also rest in peace to Matthew Mellon of Bank of New York. And notice that this gentleman, Matthew Mellon, had more than $193 million that were locked up in a cryptocurrency known as XRP. XRP was lost forever when he passed away because he never shared his keys with anybody. So not financial advice, but I think it is important to provide your keys, or at least share how to access them with a loved one that you trust, or have a way that they can access it when you pass. And we can see right here, Bank of New York will also be the first of 8 systematically important banks in the United States to provide a platform for both crypto and traditional finance. The bank had initial plans to incorporate crypto services and unveiled them in February of 2021. It is providing crypto custody services by utilizing software from Fireblocks for storing crypto. The bank will also utilize services from Chainalysis to trace the path of crypto assets that reach the bank. And you can Google all of these groups if you like. You can type in Goldman Sachs Crypto Trading Desk and read all about it. You can see some groups working together like Citadel and Fidelity. And Fireblocks is gigantic, and we've been talking about them since they first started. 1,300 organizations leveraging Fireblocks, including iTrustCapital and even Caleb and Brown, linked in the YouTube video description. And Fireblocks integrated HBAR all the way back in 2020. Now, it's great to see HBAR deposits for Coinbase and withdrawals have been re-enabled. Please make sure to update your mobile application to the most recent version. So now that Coinbase will be listing HBAR, that means that HBAR will be available on Coinbase custody. Now remember, there is a giant war going on between all these organizations to set up crypto trading desks. They can't stop the crypto revolution, so they want a slice of the pie. They want to own the picks and shovels. If they can control the exchanges or own the platforms that transact the money, they're going to be making bank. And if crypto's so great, why don't we all adopt crypto? Why didn't the banks just flock to it right away? Because they make bank. They make millions, if not billions of dollars, because of how inefficient the system is today in the world of transaction banking. Crypto would make it really efficient. It would make it cheaper for everybody. Crypto would disintermediate the system, get rid of all of these middlemen that are leeches. And for anybody in the real estate market, you know how many signatures and how many middlemen there are in between deals or between attorneys in any type of transaction in any industry vertical. There are so many middlemen. Now, over the past couple hundred years, middlemen in businesses served a phenomenal purpose. But society is like a pendulum, so we're going to be swinging back away from middlemen and really disintermediation. Now it's going to be more so peer-to-peer, or at least that's the goal. So JP Morgan and Visa bridging their private blockchain networks to streamline global payments. This is a war going on. And one stat I wanted to read is failed payments cost the global economy $118 billion a year. 66% of them are caused by incorrect account information, according to JP Morgan. Over $100 billion a year are failed and don't even get to the destination, and some of that money is lost entirely. Now, the good thing with crypto, and if you set up software correctly, there's less information to input, meaning that there's a less chance for user error once you actually create some of these paths. And why wouldn't you use crypto? We've heard Chris Larson, Ripple executive chairman, talk about standardization in the logistics industry and shipping industry using the same sized cargo containers overseas, and that basically increased production tenfold. That's exactly what's going to happen for payments, and cryptocurrency or blockchain is going to have so many use cases. And one of the most obvious pain points in today's ecosystem is payments. And that is one thing that the XRP ledger is going after. So Confirm is projecting it will soon validate account data from 3,500 banks covering more than 2 billion accounts. Wow. Next up, we have Algorand right here in Silicon Valley tagging Google Cloud for a drone racing league. Very cool. Next up by XRP Yoda, a must follow in the XRP community. Right here, you can see this banner. And as we can see, this banner looks incredibly similar to things that we've seen shared by Ripple for, drops in liquidity and referencing water, as you can see right there. And it does remind me of Swell. You can see even Anders right here. Swift is starting to sound like Ripple. We're on a mission to make international transactions instant, frictionless, and interoperable. Ripple has been using the term for payments for instant, frictionless, and interoperable for years, and now it's funny that Swift is finally hopping on board. In another clip, Anders along with Riz, Gary Gensler resigned, love the name, man. We can see Swift and Sybos. All of this is powered by ISO 222 for messaging. And as Anders says, this migration to ISO 222 for Swift is starting at the end of this year. And I wanted to share Nick Bougalis right here, ISO 222, and clear up some hype behind it. Yes, I love my, quote unquote ISO tokens, but ISO 222 is a messaging standard and XRP is a digital asset. ISO 222 was created in 2004, as we talked about either last video or a few back. XRP is as ISO 222 compliant as Bitcoin, pork bellies, baseball cards, and vinyl records. That is to say, not at all. Remember that a cryptocurrency cannot be ISO compliant per se, but the company or the infrastructure behind it can get that stamp of approval. So Ripple's commercial software has ISO 222 support, but it's unrelated to XRP or the XRP ledger. And this isn't just some guy or fudster, this is a very smart guy in the XRP community, as you can see, Director of Engineering at Ripple. Also, Ripple the company right here welcoming 2 new ODL partners today. We have Lemonway as our first partner in France right there as a European payment solution. And we can see right here, we have XBot as our first ODL partner in Sweden. Together, we're making it easier for consumers and businesses in these regions to make real-time payments around the world. And they are using RippleNet's on-demand liquidity, which specifically leverages XRP right there for payments to enhance their treasury payments processes. I'll be short and sweet with this because I haven't made a video in a few days and I'm sure you guys have already watched something related to this. Now notice XBot, as you could probably think of Thailand's native currency, the bot, enables money movement between Sweden and Thailand. So they're going to be offering instant cost-effective retail remittances via ODL supported by Tranglo, which is another company that Ripple has a 70% stake in. When I think of Southeast Asia, I already think of basically ODL adoption growing on a daily basis. And this is all about eliminating pre-funding, guys. Why do we have to pre-fund accounts today? Because the infrastructure is so inefficient. And we already just talked about JP Morgan sourcing that over $118 billion is lost in payments because they fail to get there. And a couple years ago, I think it was not Ashish Birla, it was Navin Gupta of Ripple talking, I don't know if he was in Egypt or the MENA region. And what was the rate? 6% of all SWIFT payments, 7%, even if it's 4%, fail. That is insane. In the next 5 years, 59% of respondents are interested in using blockchain for payments. And another huge thing, and I saw Anders share this as well, RippleNet's annualized payment volume run rate now exceeds $15 billion. So it's great to see that volume is increasing. The fundamentals are still improving. If they were going down, I'd be nervous because we're in a bear market. It has been very rough out there for everybody. Some alts have crashed 90%, if not more. But when you see this growth right here, ODL grew over 9 times year over year. It's hard for me to be pessimistic long-term for the future of digital assets, including XRP. Also, love this by Crypto Investor right here. I can't believe that Cardano is still at a $13.5 billion market cap at 39 cents. Casper Network, or CSPR, is a $360 million market cap with 1/4 of the supply of Cardano and a strong connection to enterprises already. We did a video last week side by side with the Casper Fractal versus ADA's Fractal. And yeah, ADA, just like people say in this thread, ADA's done over a 100x. If any altcoin that I hold is lucky enough to do a 100x in 2 years, I am 100% taking my initial investment out, if not staggering substantial profits and maybe exiting my position entirely. Because after that type of return, I mean, to me, that's a success case in the crypto market. I personally don't like putting all of my eggs in one single basket, crossing my fingers and hoping that it just does a 1000x. I would much rather, if I see a pump, get my initial investment out, take some profit off if we're lucky enough to go higher, and then provided the chart looks good and the project is still building, and I believe for the next 3 to 5 years, I'll hold the rest of my bag long term and maybe try to stake or do whatever I can to basically gain yield on my existing holdings. And also, right within my link tree, if you scroll down to Crypto Wallet, for those of you that do not have a Ledger Nano, I just want to point out right up here that we have free shipping on all Ledger wallets until October 17th, so about 5 days away. 100% free shipping for a Ledger Nano or any type of bundle. And if you go back to my link tree in the top of this YouTube video description, go all the way down to crypto tutorials right there. Click that, you'll see a bunch of free tutorials on this right hand side, just super basic ones that I made a long time ago. And this, buying, swapping, staking crypto in Ledger Live. So this is a Ledger setup to show you exactly how to set it up, step-by-step information, background behind the company, benefits, using the DEX right within Ledger Live, and securing your crypto properly in cold storage. So if you're new to crypto or you just want to better understand Ledger Live and some of the applications, I definitely recommend checking this out. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate hitting the like button and subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, my link tree is linked right in the top of this YouTube video description with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.